All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to Car Talk Podcast 35. Today we are here with some other automotive enthusiasts. We have Paul from Family Cruisin', who
What's
has a
up?
Hellcat, Ford Focus, and a minivan. Um, and then we
Thanks for the
have
minivan.
Mike from Poor Man Mods. You want to tell us your
What
cars
up?
again? I'm having a brain fart.
I've got a few. I currently have a 2006 Legacy GT, Mark III Supra, and an IS 300.
Okay. Then we have Martine from Import Domestic, who has an LS2 GTO. And then we have Gregory Salvatore from the channel Gregory Salvatore. He has a 2010 Camaro. And then we have Eagle Talon, who wishes he had an Eagle Talon. He's got a Dodge Neon.
Close enough.
Close enough, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then we have Dalton, who has a Mustang, who is on his phone.
I'm still listening.
All right, and then this is my friend Lee. He has a S93 S10, and he's part of my channel. So into our first topic. So Jeep announced that the JK Wranglers are going to be discontinued, which have been built alongside the new JLs until April 7th to allow for retooling for the Wrangler pickup truck. Which, I mean, that was kind of seen coming, but what's your guys' thoughts on the Wrangler pickup truck? You guys
about
like
time.
that idea?
Yeah, it's about damn
Yeah,
time.
seriously.
They actually had a tuning company that had one called the Brute. I don't know if you guys knew about that.
Mm-hmm. I see
that
one
was
every
badass.
day on my way to work in Harrisburg, and I love it.
They're bad. They're mean
Mhm.
looking too.
Bringing back the old Scrambler.
Yep.
So I'm gonna bring up images of this new looking pickup here in this. Here we go. And let me show you my screen. Can everybody see it?
No.
Yeah,
Oh, now we can.
Oh,
Yeah.
there it is.
It's awesome.
That looks cool.
that looks badass.
I love it.
Okay, so here's the cool thing about this Jeep Wrangler, right? This isn't the first off-road style SUV to have a pickup truck. Does everybody remember the H2T and the H3T Hummers? They
Yeah.
sold
Yes.
like horses rear. They didn't sell very well. I don't think these are going to sell very well because it's not that good of a pickup. It's like, what, a 3-foot bed? It's a V6. I don't think anybody's going to buy it.
What if they start sticking the Hemi in it like the Brute?
I think you're gonna have the Jeep.
That'll never happen.
I think they'll sell. I don't think they'll sell well. I don't. But you'll have the Jeep crowd that needs some sort of pickup, and it'll grow. It'll do okay. It won't do great. It'll be around for a couple years and it'll go away again.
I mean, it's not going to be doing like Wrangler numbers or anything like that, but I don't think it'll be a flop. I think.
What if
you know,
they
'cause
stick a diesel?
They
Well,
might. I mean, they're
not-
coming out with a
Well,
diesel.
Later, it'd be different.
Yeah, they're coming out with
Yeah,
a
they're-
diesel for the JL, so they might put a diesel in that.
Yeah, that would make sense.
They're also
'Cause
coming
they
out
already
with.
have it. They have it in the Cherokee already.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to sell very well. I think it's going to be a very limited production, and I think it won't make it past this generation.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think it'll kill it off.
So, Lee, what do
You
you
think
think
it'll sell,
about
like,
the Jeep
for a year
Wrangler
or two?
pickup?
I think they might sell it for this generation
Never mind.
4 or 5 years, and then it'll be done.
So like 50,000 units or something like that.
I don't even think there'll be a total of 50,000 units.
No.
If I was to make my prediction over the entire life of these pickup trucks, I'm betting 25,000 or less.
It's probably
Yeah.
going to be super expensive too. I mean, like, we just got a new JL at my work, and it's not even like it's a step above a base, and it was like 42 grand. This truck is probably going to be even more than that, and it's just so damn expensive. And there's probably better performing vehicles out there.
I'd rather go have like a Raptor or something.
Exactly. For like 10 grand more, you can get a base Raptor. So it's like they might not
It-
sell that good, but it'll still be a cool truck.
It better be one hell of a truck if they're gonna do that. Like
Yeah.
Chrysler, this is an opportunity that they have that they need to knock it out of the park and make a Raptor competitor.
I just buy a decently equipped
But with the Jeep brand. I mean, let's look at what's going on with the Raptor. They put a V6 in there with the twin turbo. The EcoBoost.
I love
But
this.
it's not going to be able to do what trucks do. The bed is so short.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, it's 3.5 feet.
So that means they're going to have to redesign it and give it a bigger bed. Make it into an actual pickup truck, not a niche.
I don't think we're going to. I don't think
they're. Realistically, I think Dodge ought to bring back the Dakota.
Yeah,
That's what
that
I'm
would be a
saying.
better.
That would be a good one to bring back too. Was the
I agree.
Dakota? Yeah.
I mean,
And that was an awesome truck.
Yeah, if they want a small pickup, do a Dakota. I think that's the best solution.
Well, they're coming
for
back out
everybody.
with the Ranger and Ford.
Yeah, I saw it at the Chicago Auto Show. It's ugly.
Yeah, that was a great pickup.
Listen, when I was like in the mid 2000s and 90s, if you needed a vehicle and you walked into Ford and they're like, I have really bad credit, I just got divorced or whatever, right? They'd say, here's your red Ford Ranger with a 5-speed. Have a nice day. And that was like the get 'em done truck. And everybody loved them. They were great trucks. I owned them.
I remember that. They used to be the S10 competitor.
I owned
out
an
of high
S10
school, I
too.
sold cars for Chevy, and they had, this would have been like 91. They had an 89 S10 pickup, bare bones, no options, nothing, and it was mint green. And it sat on the showroom floor. They cleaned it up. They could not sell this car. So what happened was that every day I just sat there. People go, "Oh, I want your best deal. I want a great deal." I said, "I'll give you a great deal on that." It was 2 years left over. We were trying to just get rid of it. One day, one of my customers, they bought a car for me. 2 days later, they came back and bought that because it was such a great deal. So those trucks were like $8,000, brand new.
So I'll tell you, in 2003, I wanted a pickup truck, and my grandfather worked for General Motors, so I got the GM employee pricing in 2003 when it was still good. And the Chevy S10s were gone; they were going away. 2003 was the last year for them, and the Chevy dealer had a black S10 Extreme extended cab V6 with orange flames on the side. It looked horrible. And the flames they were just like little stick-on things. It was horrible. It really did look like a Pep Boy special. And the MSRP of this truck was $25,000. It had every option.
Wow.
It had $6,500 worth of rebates, plus the GM employee pricing. With taxes, I ended up paying $15,000 for this truck.
Damn.
Wow.
Walked out, put 20,000 miles on it, turned it in, traded it in for a brand new Colorado. The dealer gave me 17 trade-in for it.
Profit.
Well,
Novitaz is in the
for free.
truck market is so out of hand and needs to get back to bare bones. And I agree.
To drive the truck.
I mean, that was the thing, is the old work trucks, man. You could go in, get a pickup, no options. You open the doors, you hose it out. I mean, I don't think they even exist anymore, do they?
No, I
don't think so.
Yeah, they do. Dodge makes one. It's the only one with a V8. Yeah, it's the tradesman trucks. And Chevy makes
that's
one
right.
too. They do, but they're nicer than the. I mean, Dodge
does have one
you can
option.
Get it with a vinyl seat.
You know the option that it has?
What?
The plugs for your cigarette lighter, where you can plug in the computer, you can plug in a saw. It has that plug in the back. And the LED light. Cool. That's it. That's the only thing.
You could still.
Since we're talking about trucks, I got a good question for everybody. What do you guys think was the better truck when it came out? The Ranger or the S10?
I personally like the Ranger with the 4.3 V6.
Yeah, probably the Ranger.
And I personally like the S10 because I had one.
Yeah, I think that's
did I say
Camaro
Ranger
Mustang conversation.
Did I say Ranger? Hold on one second. I got to correct myself. I thought I said Ranger with the 4.3 V6. I did not mean that. I meant S10 with the 4.3 V6.
Yeah,
the Ranger 4-cylinder I like better.
But all these trucks that you would buy would have to be a 5-speed. No, you could not get a slush box automatic on those trucks because they were horrible.
Yeah,
I'd probably go with the
Hey,
S10. I like the.
Lincoln would know he's got an automatic on his S10.
I want to change it over to manual.
Yeah, you're gonna be more happy with the manual. I remember being able
Definitely.
to beat the heck out of this little S10. It used to be a '98 Chevy S10 that we bought, and it was like a single cab. It was a sharp little truck. It had all the little chrome accents on it, had the upgraded
Nice.
wheels, and it had the all-wheel disc brakes with the ABS, with the hand crank wheel or mirrors, in glass.
I got
It was
I
bare
got
bones.
drum brakes. I got drum brakes on the back of mine. It'd be fun to change drum to
then-
like disc on the back, pretty much.
And
Get
then I
rid of
remember
them drums.
it had the bench with that center cup holder that you pull down. That
Nice.
thing was pretty cool back in the day.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that was my high school car, you know.
Hey, Paul, you still there?
I am.
Yeah,
Your picture's going, or your camera.
Yep, I'm
Oh,
back.
there you go. We saw your child.
So on to our next topic. So apparently Ford filed a patent for an automated police car. Paul, do you have the diagram that was released with that?
This is
I
the
do.
first time I'm hearing this. What do you mean by automated police car?
As in, it's pretty much an automated police car. Like,
Yeah,
here's
so
the-
no, it's not self-driving. Basically, cops driving behind you says, "Oh, you're speeding," rather than pulling you over. It just sends you a ticket in the mail and says, "Ha ha ha ha."
So it's like a moving
Oh.
speed camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stupid fuckers.
Sons
So
of
it's like
bitches.
one of those minivans or SUVs that sit in some parking lot or on the highway on the side.
Yes.
Basically,
Well,
Well,
if
no,
anyone,
I remember-
the cop is driving down the road and he sees that you're speeding. He just emails you a ticket.
right.
if anyone is familiar with the Baltimore area, 695 around there, they have, I guess they're like contractors for the government. They're just people with like a minivan or a Grand Cherokee or whatever, and they sit on the side of the road with cameras, and you drive by, you speed, and a week later you get a ticket. They don't pull you over, nothing. They just get person after person after person after person, and just
Yeah, they pretty much have, like, every manufacturer has made one of those vans, whether it's Chrysler with the Town and Country, the Ford, what's the other one? The Escape,
Mhm.
and the Chevy. What is the minivan for the Chevy?
They don't have one anymore.
It was like the
No, but that's
Venture-
here in Albuquerque. That's
Oh.
what they have here.
The
But, I
Astro
remember-
probably an
van?
older one then,
No,
wouldn't it be?
no, the newer minivans for Chevy. What the heck was it called before they changed the SUVs? Back in like 2007, 2008.
I don't think it was
What-
Venture.
I had one for
Whatever
a
the
work
heck-
vehicle, and I can't think of it.
But there was some people that were so pissed off that they went to those vans and they burned them down when they were on the
Oh yeah,
Wow.
it happens.
side of the road. It was insane.
The issue
It
I
was
have
all over
I
the
can
news.
believe it.
is that you first of all, how can I determine if I'm given a ticket in the mail? How can I determine whether or not I was actually speeding? I don't remember.
See,
how
this
fast
is
I
the
was a week
thing.
ago.
Okay,
But-
no. This is where it's interesting because by law they cannot add points to your record because you have no way to prove innocence. All they can do is give you a civil penalty, so it won't be any points to your driving record or anything
But
like
even
that.
still, what if I lend out my car? Like there's a million and one reasons why I have a problem with this, and the other one is you get to face your accuser. Okay, well I can't defend myself if I can't justify what I was doing because it was a week ago and I don't remember. You know what you did 5 minutes ago before the cop pulled you over. You don't know what you did a week ago.
Yeah, like what I was
That's
saying,
true.
around here in Baltimore where there's speed cameras, what a lot of people do because they can't exactly prove that you were driving, people just keep pushing back the court date and pushing it back and pushing it back, and eventually they just let it go. Like if you take up so much of their time where it's not even worth it. And
Well, there's something I heard on the news a long time ago because we used to be one of those red light camera states where they would do those little bump stops on the floor of the highway. So basically, what it did, it told you hit intersection where they have a speed camera and they have a red light camera, right? And people were getting mad because in order to get a citation, an officer has to witness your what you did wrong, basically, right? So what they did, go taking pictures, they're supposed to sign off on every infraction that it finds. But like in a city like this one here, is over 800,000. There were citations that were given out like left and right, like by the thousands. And
here
keep up.
Here in Chicagoland, they I've been hit with a couple right turn on red tickets. And what Chicago has been doing is reducing the time of the yellow lights to hit you. And then now they're putting up speed cameras in quote unquote school zones, but they're putting them after the school zone. Like what they'll do is they'll put the camera after you go past the school. So as you're accelerating, but you're still technically in the school zone, to hit you with the $100 or $200 ticket. And it's just a money grab. And, I hate it. The state of Illinois, we're so broke, they just want to steal our money every which way they possibly can.
Seems like almost every state's like that, though. I mean, Pennsylvania's the same thing.
Who who looks after the system that you guys have there? Because I know the company was based out of Arizona, the one that was taking care of the cameras here. So remember how they were stealing money? They were doing citations that weren't supposed to be put out there, and that's why they took them down from Albuquerque, but they still have them in Rio Rancho.
Yeah, there's a lot of states who are getting pushed back on these red light cameras and stuff, and they're taking them down. New Jersey, I don't know if it was a whole thing, just the town next to me, that they got rid of them.
So in Illinois, the company who runs who sold the red light cameras to the city or manages them or whatever, the city of Chicago, got busted. Their CEO went to jail for bribing city officials. And the 2 or 3 higher ups in the city went to jail or whatever, but not our mayor. Oh, no. He didn't know anything about it.
Yeah,
and, and our mayor is the former really good friends with the Clintons and, Rahm Emanuel. And like I said, it's just, it's crazy that our city can do this to our citizens. And they say, well, we're broke, so we need the money. Raise taxes. Let's do it.
You said the key word.
You know what, though, Paul? I've dealt with a lot of municipality stuff, especially schools. They were a good one. I went to my local school who was crying the blues for money, and I took them a proposal where basically the photography for the school district is $1 million a year business. And I said that I could do it with hiring people and doing everything for, like, depending on the package, like the $1 million, I would have to take like $250,000 to run it. But I would give them back $500,000. They were just like, they never got back to me. Like, they couldn't be bothered. The only thing they knew how to do is raise taxes. There's no reason that these municipalities, these big stadiums that these high schools are building and stuff, and putting all this money into sports, they could be using those facilities and renting them out for things like concerts and things like that, and not have to raise taxes.
So like our school district is pretty efficiently run, but our state government, they waste money left and right. I took a tour. If everybody knows, Illinois is broke. I mean, we are the brokest state in the country, and we have the most dysfunctional government in this country. Anyway, I took a tour of our city, or our state capital, and we're walking around. And they're like, "Oh, this carpet came from England, and it's the same style of carpet that's in, whatever palace." And They're like, oh, this is real gold leaf. And I'm sitting there thinking, we have $15 billion in unpaid debt, and we're redoing the Capitol with gold leaf and English carpet. What the hell's wrong with us?
Everything.
It's funny. It's funny what you're talking. It's
up.
funny that you're talking about that because here in New Mexico they built the state court here, the courthouse, and it turns out that a couple years back everybody was getting kickbacks. They were charging more than what they were actually putting in, and there's a bunch of people have gone to jail now finally, and obviously all the administration is gone, but
no.
where it needs to go.
Our state capital
They're just stealing money.
Spent $600,000 on 6 brass doors.
Wow.
They literally take 18-foot tall wooden doors and they wrapped it in brass, real brass, and it cost $600,000.
That sounds perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, that's a waste of money.
Hold on. And we had $8 billion in civil servants that were not being able to be paid. Nursing homes were not getting paid, but we have $600,000 in brass doors. All right. This turned into a political discussion, and I know Jay does not like politics.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, let's go back. Okay, let's turn around and
okay, Paul. Let's go into that topic about Ford's CEO that you were bringing up.
Oh,
earlier.
hey, let's do that because I love politics.
What was he accused of? First of all, like what exactly did he do?
Martin,
who did he touch?
He hasn't even explained the topic, and you're already asking questions about it.
I don't know who or what he touched, but I hope it was worth it.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Yeah, so I'm going to Torque News. My friend Patrick Rawle wrote the story, so this is the guy. I could see why
my
he
boss
was
is calling me. I gotta take this real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Touching.
I am now looking at this guy. I completely understand why he had to use his power over women to get them to like him. All right, just saying. All right. So he took the job as president of Ford North America on June 1st, 2017. Wow, that was a short run.
Super short.
Right, 7 months. See ya.
It's probably not all that short.
Today he stepped down. He's leaving the company altogether due to reports of inappropriate behavior. Unfortunately, we have no idea what sort of behavior may have engaged in. But the internal investigation decided that the review determined certain behavior by Nair was inconsistent with the company's code of conduct. So the CEO said, see ya.
So he was just there like long enough to redecorate his office.
Pretty much.
But done, he was already coming out the door. They're asking him to pack.
Right.
He was probably like, shit, I just got my shit unpacked, and now you want me to move out again?
No, he didn't get to move out. They just probably sent security up to his office and said, see ya. And by the way, he probably had a company-paid car, and they probably took that from him. So he had to hitch a cab home.
Hey, that sounds like that Will Ferrell movie.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
remember the one where he gets fired?
Yeah. Here's the thing. Ford is a private company, so what they do, I don't care. But I think we're moving into a culture, right? All right. So should we go political, or should we decide what this is going to do to Ford? Because I can go either direction.
Whatever floats your boat, as long as we don't have a war in the comments.
Okay.
All right. I think this Me Too generation thing has gone overboard. I think at some point we have to have due process for us men. Because right now, if you get accused, your career is over. Yeah. I seriously want to wear a body cam. A little bit more than just his career. I seriously want to wear a body cam into every meeting.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Yeah.
For every encounter.
Not a bad plan.
I mean, you can't even tell somebody, Happy New Year's or
Well, no, you can Happy
Merry
New Year's
Christmas
fine, it's
because
Merry Christmas.
or Merry
Happy New Year's fine,
Happy New.
everybody celebrates the new year.
I mean, what happened to the good old days?
I can tell you that from experience because somebody got all upset because I told them Happy New Year.
Ridiculous.
Go figure. Yeah, I'm dead serious.
So I worked. Ever since I worked worked really close with a guy named Dimitri for many years, and every time we talk and say, "What's up, sexy?" Hey, it's ass. We'd say that every morning. You can't do that now because Dimitri might be offended.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous how everybody's offended over every little tiny thing. It's like, grow some hair on your sack and get over your bullshit. Come on
Speaking
now.
like, for me, I'm being only 16. I'm in high school. I see this stuff all the time. People my age aren't really like taking offense to stuff like that. Like we say that all the time. We say like really things we probably shouldn't say to each other all the time, and it just kind of goes over everyone's head. So I think it is sort of going back with my generation, but I think it's the more 20 to 30-year-olds right now that are doing this and making a big deal out of everything, trying to like make themselves out there.
I bet you if you talk to those 20 to 30 years old, they would say the exact same thing you're saying when they were in high school. It's this, all of a sudden they're out and the world's got to change. Because that's the way high school is. I can tell you, my sister's a teacher, and she was telling me 10 years ago that she would be in school and the things that were happening, and basically she was being sexually harassed by the students every day. And that's part of the problem with our school system is that the kids have too much power, and the administrators are afraid of them.
Yep.
And until, I'll tell you what, the only thing that's going to change schools is when the female teachers turn around and say, we're suing for an unsafe work environment. Then the administrators will get serious about taking care of these kids and not letting them get away with the stuff they get away with. But
you know what's interesting?
Go ahead.
Female prosecutors and public defenders are suing the city or the Cook County for unsafe work environment because apparently these female prosecutors would walk through a jail, Cook County jail, through the male section, and criminals will do what criminals do, and they would drop trowel right in front of everybody, and make a lewd comments to these workers. That's offensive to me. That's offensive to them. But really, what's the jail supposed to do?
Novataz actually brings up a really good point in the comments, actually. Novataz says it's not just schools, it's the way that we are bringing up our kids in general. We no longer teach them respect or the value of things people, anything our kids are growing up to. I'm assuming he means
parents now aren't making their kids work for anything. Like all my friends, my friend's mom just bought her a brand new 2017 Grand Cherokee, like loaded out. She didn't do anything.
Perfect example.
That car. They didn't do anything. I bought my car by myself. I got a job. I bought my car. I paid for it all myself. My parents didn't help me out with it.
My parents
are giving their kids everything now that they're not working for anything. They don't appreciate the value of anything anymore.
My parents put the money out, and I paid them back every week.
Yeah, but they're not paying this car back. It's like a gift. It's a $40,000 gift, or whatever the hell the Jeep was. I have no idea.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they didn't learn manners or they don't know how to respect things or people. Because I've met a lot of people who, aren't being given $40,000 SUVs that don't respect anybody, right? I don't necessarily think it's a money thing. Well, I think it's a respect thing.
That's part of it, though. The kids are being handed everything, then they don't learn the value. I mean, it's just one part. I don't disagree.
Well, I was going to say the perfect example that I had, a while back, and I think I brought it up on one of the previous podcasts. So I'm with my mother-in-law at the store, and this little boy was leaning against her new car that she had just bought, right? And it's a nice little car, and it's hers, and we'd like to keep it nice. and so he leans against the car with his jacket and zipper, like pushing against the trunk. And I ask him, "Excuse me, can you please not lean on the car?" Well, the mother starts having a big fit and starts trying to fight with me.
Wow.
Like telling me not to pick on her son. And I'm like, I'm not picking on your son, man. I'm just, he needs to, understand respect. It's kind of like Street Speed 717, how he was talking about the guy bumping his truck. Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you bumping my truck? Like a little respect goes a long way. You don't touch some stranger's car, That's their
Exactly.
baby,
Shows it's not
you don't do that. It just, people like nowadays, for some reason, these young kids, they have no respect at all for grown-ups at all. Nothing.
But
none.
It shows
whatsoever.
like the guy that bumped his truck wasn't a kid. That was an old man.
No. Yeah.
It's not a problem with just kids. It's a problem with everyone.
I think it's society
It's mostly
right now.
focused with my generation, but it has been going on for a while. It's coming out more now, and it's being more noticed with the internet, I think, and people are starting to notice it more. But like, it's been a problem because that guy was fucking Jesus's 12 disciples over there.
All right. Here's if you're going to bring up Street Speed's incident, let's talk about something else here. Okay.
Well, you were there, so
right. Yeah, I was there. I was right there. And what there has been a disrespect of cars as long as there's been cars, because people aren't car people. And let's face it, the guy didn't hit it hard enough he was going to do any damage. He didn't damage the truck. But at the same time, as car guys, we don't want people to do that to our vehicles, and that's appropriate and things like that. But how many times have you heard somebody say it's only a car? There's people that don't value the cars. Okay? So I'm not saying what he did was right, but the reason he did it was because he was on a power trip. And there's a whole other story which Street Speed talks about that I didn't know about. But I saw this guy. So what was happening? So let me tell you what happened that day, because that was at 5 o'clock. Well, it was about 20 after 5 that happened. At 5 o'clock. So when you have a car there, you're not allowed to leave. They tell you under no circumstances can you leave before 5 p.m. Sunday night. If there's an emergency, you have to make other arrangements. So we're there had to have our cars there on Friday. We're there from 9 a.m. till 10 p.m. Actually, 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. Saturday, and then 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. Sunday. 5 p.m. Sunday, we just want to go home. I had an hour and a half ride home. Everybody, you just want to get out. Now, my car is not a show car. It's a channel car. It's there I'm not going to win anything. I know that going in. I do it to promote my channel, not to win an award. So 5 o'clock comes. I just want to go. I'm not watching the award ceremony. In fact, they came up to judge my car. I said, thanks, but don't bother. I'm not going to win anything. I'm not part of this. So I'm talking to Send It Steve, who is the one who sold and then rebought the Street Speed C5. He starts that up at 5 o'clock. Now, I already had my car all parked up. I was ready to go as soon as somebody started. He drives up. I started. I follow him right up. We both get yelled at. And then the story is that actually that they went up to Street Speed and said, when would you like to leave? And he said, I don't care. I just want to leave with my vet. So we all get yelled at. The three of us get yelled at about starting our vehicles. And then 20 after, they finally let us go. And that guy that hit the truck, he was directing who could go when. So you got like 5 lines coming in together, and he's picking one out of every line. So like literally 2 motorcycles were side by side. He went up and stopped one of them. So like you got to wait your turn kind of thing. The guy was on a huge power trip, and because Street Speed left with his vet and he didn't tell him that he could go yet, that's why he did that.
That still doesn't make it right what he did.
I said for years that people have disrespected cars. I mean, come on. How many times have you punched your car? You were mad. You were just pissed off. It wasn't at your car or whatever, but you like slam the steering wheel or you slam the dashboard or you shut the door hard. The cars can take it. I'm not saying it's right, though, but I'm saying that that's not a generational thing. I'm saying that's been done for generations.
Yeah,
That's true.
So it's an anger problem, basically, is what you're saying.
But what you do to your own car is your own business.
Like I said, I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying people don't. There are a lot of people out there that will say it's just a car and don't value it. My point was about this is that we're bringing it up and that it's an old guy. It's like it's not the same thing. It's not that particular instance. We can talk about any vehicle, any generation out there.
Yeah,
it's like that jerk that jumped over the Lamborghini.
Well, that was nobody's.
Man,
nobody in my generation or anybody else did that. That was your guys.
I was like, what the heck? Some young guy. Remember, he ran across the Lamborghini. Eventually.
Yeah, I remember that.
Up and over. Yeah. Went over the roof. Oh, I was like, oh my God, what a out of him.
He's lucky that guy was action movies where people jump on top of cars.
Yeah, no kidding. Or those skateboard over the R8. I don't know if you guys saw that. This lady's car. It was just like, oh my God, are you serious?
There was just one
guy
the other day.
Put a dent.
I just saw one. Literally, I saved it in my phone. I'm looking for it right now. It was a guy, and he was like riding his BMX bike up on this Lamborghini's hood. Here it is, right here.
Oh yeah, I remember that one too. Is that the one in New York?
Like up on the windshield and up on the. I mean, I can't show it on the camera, but he's like going up on the. Like he's just beating the crap out of this car, and it's not right. It's not respectful, even. I mean, granted, I don't know the story behind it, but it's just disrespectful.
Hey, Lee, you just got roasted by your fiance in the comments.
Yeah.
She was like, remember beating up the cruiser, Lee?
Oh, let me tell you, the Deer did the greatest job ever than I could.
True, the Deer did do a better job than you.
Exactly. I didn't even leave a mark.
Yeah, I mean...
The story behind that was that they were driving just after getting the electrical problem in the car fixed. The next day, they went to Westernport. Anybody around here knows where that is. When was coming back to Coney, and the Deer came out and just, well, you can imagine how the cruiser turned out. Then he was pissed, and he beat the shit out of the dashboard. He lost his temper a little bit with the car, but... I mean, nevertheless, the car's been a fucking curse. So
I felt bad after, but I was so mad after putting all that work and effort into it.
Can I give you a suggestion?
What's that, Martin?
Don't go to a casino because you have really bad luck.
Yeah, that's for sure, Lee.
Don't play the lottery either.
Yeah, don't do that either.
I don't like the lottery.
Don't bother. Just buy a beer.
No comment on your background.
That's what I'm saying. Just buy a beer. Well spent money.
Okay, so I got an interesting topic. Oh, who did we lose? We lost somebody. Who was it? I don't know. I don't remember who was in that spot.
I think it was Dalton.
No, Dalton's right there.
Oh, okay. So it's the other guy.
PRS.
You didn't lose me, but I'll be out of here in a few minutes. I can't be on here too much longer.
It says PRS left.
No.
Where's PRS?
Yeah. Amy's like, no beer, Lee.
I know, I quit drinking. That's good.
Okay, play a new video game or something.
Oh, Ashley's in the comments now. Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
So we'll just go into one more topic. Paul, do you have anything you'd like to discuss on the podcast? If so, we can do that instead.
No, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay, so this is more of like an opinion-based question. What hyper/supercars would you rather there be a manual transmission in, if any? Like, if you could take any hyper or supercar and put a manual transmission in it, what would it be?
Any
Just
Ferrari.
for shits and giggles.
I love the Koenigsegg, so I'm going to say any Koenigsegg.
That's what I was just thinking about, too.
That's
it doesn't matter
pick because...
Just give me one.
Yeah.
About all of them.
Yeah, all of them are just doesn't matter.
There isn't a supercar out there that shouldn't have a manual transmission.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
I was thinking of an Aventador, have a modern, 7-speed in there, with rev matching, just
That'd
like
be
the Corvette.
interesting, actually.
That'd be cool. Even some like McLaren. That would be awesome.
Look at Ashley's comment.
Like a 730S.
Yeah.
Like imagine
his sister's in the comments saying,
manual.
"You act like me being in the comments is a bad thing." Damn you, Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan. Yeah, you need all the watch time and that you can get, just like the rest of us.
True. Except Paul, he's got enough of that.
You can always have more, right, Paul?
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody check out everybody else's channels. Except Dalton, he doesn't have one. But check out his Instagram, and it'll be linked down. Don't flip me off. I'm just stating the fact.
YouTube.
Don't get upset because there's the truth.
YouTube is one of those things.
Look at him smiling like he knows it's true.
What were you saying, Paul?
YouTube, the views, right? I drive my Hellcat in the middle of a snowstorm with dead drag radials, and I get like 5,000 views. Hardly anything for my channel, right? But yet, I make a video about Dodge losing its MVP, and holy crap, the video goes viral. Tomorrow, I'm going to make a video of Ford losing its MVP, and so we'll see how that works out.
Which one is it? The Raptor, the Mustang, or I don't know. Those are the only two I can think of.
MVP.
The president of North America.
The president of North America. Yes.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder what it is he did exactly. What?
He probably fingered the wrong chick.
He probably stuck his finger in the wrong
You
place.
can tell that Jonathan's demonetized.
Well,
I already know
he reaches 1,000.
What the hell I say now?
Until he reaches 1,000 subscribers, I guess it just doesn't really matter, huh? Well,
I mean, hey, we're
anything goes
allowed to
on Jonathan's channel now.
fuck it, right?
I've been doing that. What are you talking about?
But you're getting there quickly.
Why are you texting?
You're gonna reach that 1,000 subscribers soon.
Yeah, maybe eventually.
It'll
I think
happen.
you will.
It'll happen eventually.
Give it another few months. I think. Give it by the summer. You should be there.
The main problem I'm having is that because of fucking winter, I'm running out of content very fast. Because there ain't nothing to fucking film.
Go do donuts.
Not a lot of people want to take their cars out in the winter either. Which, I mean, you can't blame them for that either. But
fix the PT Cruiser. There you go.
That'd be too expensive to fix. There is a car we may be getting, but I'm not saying what it is. And anybody in here that knows, keep your mouth shut.
I got nothing.
Well, go work on the freaking
Meanwhile,
Dan's
everybody
car.
in the comments is putting it up.
And then, everybody in the comments can try to guess, but I'm not telling you what it is. That's a video in its own. And Martin, I know you were probably going to say, why don't you work on the S10? You want to give us some money?
Jay.
Right, Lee?
Here's what you do. Do whatever you need to do. Buy a GT350 and just start doing stupid videos with it. Eventually, YouTube will pay for it.
Yeah, I'm broke. I can't afford it.
Take a loan.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
Amy's
credit
like,
card
I'm keeping
company
my mouth shut.
Yeah, since you're technically a baby, the credit card company will give you a $10,000 limit card or a $5,000.
Oh, baby. Okay, just because you're like freaking 38 or whatever doesn't mean you can call a 21-year-old a baby. If anybody's a baby in here, it's Dalton. He's the youngest.
Okay.
There's that finger again.
He hasn't malfunctioned with that hand.
Just like,
well, at least I know I'm not the
I'm just
oldest
busting
here.
your balls, Dalton.
I'm imagining
Whatever, dude.
Paul and Greg are older than I am.
Martin,
Okay.
I think you may... Actually, no. I don't know who's the oldest in here, to be
I
honest.
don't think I am.
It's not me, so I'm good.
I think
Yeah, it's
I'm
not
the
you.
oldest.
Yeah,
No,
I
you're
think
not.
we're the youngest.
I'm definitely the oldest.
I got to get
I'm
off
gonna-
here pretty quick.
Yeah, I gotta get off here too. You guys have a good
Yeah,
night.
Paul doesn't want us
I guess
to know
we
how
can
old
end
he
it
is.
here. Hope everybody
Oh,
enjoyed
I'm-
the podcast. What was that, Paul?
No,
He's
I
gonna
was
tell
just
us
gonna say I'm 34. So
Okay.
whatever.
Son of a bitch, I'm still older than you by a year.
Oh fuck.
How about you, Greg?
I'm 29.
No,
That's
no,
bullshit.
really.
Anniversary
No,
of
really.
29 this year.
No, really. I'm
Told
serious.
you.
How old are you?
29. I'm going to celebrate my 17th anniversary of my 29th birthday this year.
That's a rough 29-year-old birthday.
Lee's over here geeking out over here.
Oh my god, dude.
Listen, he'd
Yeah,
be
I
able
hope
to
every-
figure it out, but he wants to cut everybody off too quick.
All right, guys.
All right. I hope
See you
everybody
later, Paul.
enjoyed the podcast. Definitely check out everybody's channels. They'll be linked down below, and Dalton's Instagram since he doesn't have a channel. And I was just waiting to get flipped off again because I know it was coming.
All right, everybody in the group.
And we'll see. You know what? I ought to screenshot it and make that the thumbnail. Dalton just smirking his ass off, going like this. No.
Hey,
All right, see you guys
you're
later.
number one.
I don't know about number one, but all right. Definitely check out everybody's channels. They'll be linked below, and we'll see you guys next.